Hi, everybody. My name is Teddy with the Button Mappers, and I'm here today to talk all things Pokemon. That's right. I love me, the Pokemon series. I have done a bunch of historical segments, one on Satoshi Tajiri, one on the music guy. Forgot his name already, but he's pretty good. Today, I'm going to talk about the artist, Ken Sugimori. He has done some of the graphic design ever since the first Pokemon game. But wait, there's more. He did art for a couple Nintendo games, and he actually linked up with Satoshi Tajiri himself prior to game making. So his career started from early 1981. So Sugimori illustrated the gaming fanzine called Game Freak. Now, you probably know Game Freak as the company that develops Pokemon games, but before it was a company developing video games, it was a fanzine. That means it is an unofficial fan magazine, and it was started by Satoshi. Sugimori discovered the magazine in a Jojin shop, basically like they publish independent stuff, non-official works, and they linked up, worked on it for 5 years. I'm going off his Wikipedia page. There's not a lot of information on him, but I'm just going off what we have. They worked together to pitch an arcade game. Didn't look like it happened. They reworked Game Freak into a company and produced Mendel Palace in 1989. A couple other games that they worked on up until Pokemon were Smart Ball, Yoshi, Magical, Taruto-kun, Mario, and Wario, and Pulse Man. And then that was from 1989 till 1994. In 96, they worked on Pokemon Red, Green, and Blue. I forget there's a Pokemon Green. It's like we never got the Pokemon Green. So maybe we didn't get sick of it just yet. But I went to a Wayback Machine to look at an interview with him and a couple of the other Pokemon guys from computerandvideogames.com. And in this interview, I kind of just focused on stuff that had to do with the art design and not so much some of the more known facts. So I'll read a couple quotes here. You have 300 plus Pokemon. This is at the time of Pokemon Emerald, Ruby, and Sapphire. We were just wondering where you get all of your inspiration and ideas for the creation of each Pokemon. Mr. Sugimori, in many cases, members of the design team get their inspiration and ideas from their experiences or from insects and nature, but they also get ideas from their different perspectives. A couple questions later, they ask basically the same question. When you want to create new characters, where does your I think they think it's like they got a non-answer, so they're really trying to push it. Where does your inspiration come from? Movies or insects from the real world? Sugimori doubles down. As I have answered previously, experiences the designers have from their childhood have become the main inspiration when creating Pokemon. Experiences they have along with cartoons and movies from their childhood have become the main source of their ideas, and also encyclopedia insects have made an impact on the designers in order to create new Pokemon characters. So that's an obvious analogy to the Satoshi Tajiri bug catcher thing. He's not being interviewed here, so I think what's happening is Sugimori is speaking for Tajiri, who conceptualized Pokemon, and I think he gets the ideas from him and then conceptualizes it. But he keeps going back to insects. It's very interesting. They also recall memories of weird animals or animals from encyclopedias, and they get inspiration from that. Once you have picked one insect, how do you change it to create a Pokemon? Mr. Sugimori, first we select an insect, and after that we add essential elements to the insects to make it more like Pokemon, such as adding some hard shape like it to be more like steel. I'm thinking Metapod. For an advanced game, Ruby and Sapphire doesn't have spectacular graphics. Ouch. It's a little basic. Could you explain why you've chosen these kind of simple graphics? Mr. Sugimori, yes. Actually, we had a reason for making these graphics simple this time. The basic graphics may simultaneously limit and enhance gameplay. For example, if a map is very realistic, it might become more complicated, and then it would be hard for players to understand where to go next. However, an unrealistic map may not work as a good guide, so some of the realistic graphics may cause limitations to the games. That's why we have kept these graphics more simple this time, and also in the battle scenes. I guess they don't want to challenge my 5-year-old brain. That's why we kept these games simple. And also in the battle scenes, yeah, that's why we kept these graphics more simple this time. And also in the battle scenes, if we had made the back of the battle scenes more realistic, it might point out where the battle was, and so when you draw, you have to be more precise. That's why we didn't make it complicated. Guess I just wanted to get the game out. Last two quotes here. In the beginning, did you start drawing artwork from scratch, or have you been forced to adapt existing artwork in certain circumstances? Sugimori, up until Gold and Silver, I had tried to make the image integrated from existing artwork. But for this new Ruby and Sapphire, I wanted to add a more unique design to this new Pokemon. Still, I tried to maintain some integrating images from all Pokemon. And for the Ruby and Sapphire game, I was sure that some of the fans were trying to get more of Pokemon. But I wanted to surprise all the fans and enjoy all the designs of Pokemon appearing in Ruby and Sapphire. But we still maintained the images, and we didn't try to go beyond the borderline. I don't know what any of that means. In our, it just sounds like a word salad. In our magazine, last part, on top of informing kids about new animation series and video games, we also teach kids how to make hand drawings. That's the Computer and Video Games magazine. Which drawing technique do you prefer to draw and illustrate Pokemon, and which technique would you recommend to kids interested in drawing? First, I put white paper in front of me and draw a picture, and then I put film paper on top of it. Then I try to copy pictures underneath and try to make it more professional. I do this over and over to practice, then try to make it satisfactory. I also try to adjust the picture by taking the size of eyes and stuff, and try to make the picture more perfect by doing it over and over. So just some final thoughts. It's interesting trying to find information on some of the lesser known names of, like any of these big series. I was trying to look up stuff on F-Zero before, could barely get anything. But, trying to piece together what it was like, to come up with these art designs that are so ingrained in my brain and like the brains of, guys of our generation and kids. It's interesting. It's interesting to know what the process was like or to imagine it. They were hand-drawn art and, I would have liked it to go more into some of the mythology and stuff, but I'm sure there's, resources out there. So that is Ken Sugimori, artist for the Pokemon series.
I have such a soft spot for the original Pokemon art, like the old one, like that's in the like the booklet for Pokemon Blue. Those drawings, I wish that the series kept those like in that style, because there's like a slight change now, like after that, and then it never quite went back, and I really miss those original ones. There's something really special about them.
I think too, like if you're talking red, blue, and yellow, like even the intro scene when they just it's literally just Ash standing there with a Pokeball, and then they just keep rotating the Pokemon, and you see them all from the front. Like it starts with Charmander, and then there's like a Pikachu will come out or whatever. Yeah, they're really iconic. Even on the box art, that Charizard like looking up with the flames, or the Blastoise like giving you that evil look.
Yeah, there's like
there is some really good art.
There's like a grittiness to just the original drawings that just felt more, I don't know, like animalistic or like it's hard to describe. Maybe somebody knows how to say it better, but I just liked how they didn't look perfect. Like they looked like animals, but they like now Pokemon just shortly after that, they changed the style slightly where everything looks like kind of perfect-ish. And I like the original view of it.
But they also had like a softer look to the art too.
Yeah.
Where the art afterwards, even like Pokemon like Pikachu, who's chubbier than he kind of, they like made him slimmer. There was something like softer and like it felt more like a hand drawn idea than just like a manufactured idea as Pikachu went on to become.
Yeah.
That's what I always think of. It's like that difference between like the original fat Pikachu you see on like the Pokemon card, like the original Pokemon card, and the fucking new Pikachu where he's like slamming, like standing upright, and
Yeah.
Yeah. And what I like too is even between all three of those games, red, blue, and yellow, the art design was different. Yeah, I can't speak for green. I've never played it, but and green. Yeah, we got to get some green representatives. We're trying to be inclusive.
We got leaf green. We got leaf green, right?
We got blue. We got yellow. We got green. We got OG green representation. I got green. I got a green screen. Okay.
We're going green on our podcast.
If you were to ask Ken, what was his last name? Ken something.
Sugimori.
Ken Sugimori. If you were to ask him how he came up with a certain design, which Pokemon would you choose? Maybe of like the one, the first 151.
He'd say seal.
Gyarados.
Gyarados?
He'd say, how'd you come up
No,
with
not
seal? He has one question and he uses seal.
Alex will tell you to leave that beautiful Pokemon alone. There you go. I don't know. I'd probably sit there and ask him about all of them. Like, maybe Growlithe. Like, that's pretty cool. They're all so cool. They all have so much, like, I don't know, personality to them. That's what I like about the original artwork, in those games. And I think that's why.
Nope.
You lost him.
I think we lost Teddy.
Oh,
Teddy,
That
there?
sounds cool. That sounds professional. I can't even imagine where, like, put film paper over it. What does that even mean?
Teddy, you were in the Matrix for a minute. We lost you.
Entered the Pokeverse.
Yeah, he switched it.
Morpheus.
He was caught into a Pokeball. Ash caught him and just barely released. He was like, "Oh, this isn't a Pokemon." Then released him.
I think of the first 151, I'd probably have to, if I were to ask him one, I'd probably have to ask him about Tangela. I think Tangela is an interesting design.
Yeah, that's a weird one.
Yeah.
Gotta go into Jinx. We gotta unpack the racism.
What are you thinking?
That's just Nicki Minaj.
Right. Nicki Minaj was his inspiration.
And that's not racist. She just actually looks like Nicki Minaj.
Yeah.
I'm not going down this path.
I think I would ask like what was the inspiration in general, because like I heard that all the different Pokemon generations have like a specific kind of thing they were going for. Like one of them has nature, one of them has ice cream cones. So it's like,
yeah,
I would like to know what Gen 1's was.
I don't know. It seems like recently all the inspiration to me has been abstract shapes.
Yeah,
because I see Pokemon now and some of them like newer ones, and I'm like, what is that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I buy the cards every so often, and then I get the new one. I'm like, what is this?
Yeah, what am I looking at?
Like,
yeah, same. I get cards too, and I'm just like, what the fuck is this thing?
You're like, what are we doing here?
I would say the theme for Gen 1 was probably like just common life and mythology and insects. They love insects. Even like non-insect Pokemon, like Onyx, kind of feel like insects, or Gyarados is like an insect of the sea.
I always thought Gyarados is like a Japanese dragon.
Cloyster.
I always thought Cloyster is a Japanese dragon.
Cloyster looks like a vagina.
Come on, low hanging fruit.
A shell vagina. Low-hanging fruit. You got it.
Just tell me how you saw Jinx as a Japanese dragon.
Well, some people think that she looks like Nicki Minaj, but I think
black
she
dragon.
looks like a Japanese dragon, a red eyes black dragon.
But also Nicki Minaj also looks like a Japanese dragon. So
that's true.
I think,
Red dress, blue wig, black dragon.
Yeah. My blue wig.
Or blonde.
My blonde wig.
I summon Nicki Minaj
in defense mode. Yeah, no, I love the Gen 1. It's so good. The Pokemon are just so freaking good. None of the other ones even come close to me. Just not even close.
Yeah.
Did he work on the other ones at the same amount, or did they hire like a staff to help him?
I'll tell you right now the roles. So for Red, Green, and Blue, he was character designer, and Pokemon designer. For Pokemon Yellow, same roles. For Gold and Silver, same. Oh no, graphics director and Pokemon designer. So not character. One thing that was interesting in this interview was like he was talking about maps and stuff. So, but he was only the character and Pokemon designer. So, but I think he was talking about Ruby and Sapphire, like how the maps shouldn't be complicated. So it looks like they gave him more, like a more prominent role going forward. For Ruby, Sapphire, Fire Red, Leaf Green, and Emerald, he was art director, Pokemon designer, and graphic designer. So just he took on the role of overall art direction. So
maybe he just had too much on his plate. and it just
Maybe that's why, because he's gone. It looks like everyone since then, all the way up through Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, to which he is supervisor now. That is his role. I think maybe they scaled him back a bit because same thing for Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum, art direction, Pokemon designer, graphic designer. But as early as Heart Gold and Soul Silver, he became the graphic supervisor, supervising other people on how to do it. I don't know.
Just one correction. It's not Pearl, it's Pool.
yeah.
Ooh.
Pool.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Pokemon Pool.
The Italian comeback.
It's forever Pokemon Pool.
It's Diamond.
Diamond
There
has
you
the
go.
same edge to it.
Diamond and Pool.
Pool. Maybe Platinum.
Platinum.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Thanks. That's Ken. Thanks, Ken,
Thanks, Ken.
for all your work, for all your art, especially in the beginning. Not so much going forward.
I think I had a doll of him. Wait. So he did the peoples, like the humans?
Yeah, to Professor Oak.
Oh, okay.
What is this? Spew.
Maybe that explains why the people look pretty cool up until like the newer generations, where like I see some character designs, like the fucking the professor in Sword and Shield, and I'm like, what the hell is that?
Yeah, what is that?
I gotta say, I like this kind of like Woolly World Zubat.
That Zubat looks like he just walked in on his parents doing it. Whoa!
What?
Wow.
Yeah, look at him. He's like in a doorway, and he looks kind of like shocked. He's like, oh.
All right, I
Mummy
guess.
Goldbat, why are you fucking that Pidgeotto?
It's a new form of what are the fucking Christ? I know what they're called. The images that have like ink
Terraform
blots.
or something.
No, the Rorschach. It's a new Rorschach test. They just show me Pokemon cards.
Yeah.
What do you see here?
My mom and a
You're
stranger
gonna like
fucking.
his abilities: hide in the shadows and speed dive.
Ooh, speed dive.
Yeah.
That's the move I
Wait,
use on
get
my
out.
girlfriend.
Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun, dun.
I
20
don't
damage.
know how that works, Spencer.
In a minute out. 20 seconds.
Well, when I think of a dive, I think of like a dive, like hands forward,
yeah,
dive. you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
you got it.
Sonic style.
Follow
Speed
it.
dive.
Follow to its
Spencer
inevitable
Stan-
conclusion.
Spencer's standing on the dresser
Yeah.
across from the bed, in diving position.
And I'm wearing a Zubat costume.
Spencer's got the Speedo cap
Yeah.
and goggles on.
Yeah, she's
Like-
He's got like a big mascot head, but like in Zubat's open mouth, it's just
Yeah.
Spencer's face.
she thinks it's Batman, but it's not. It's Zubat.
Zubat.
Little does she
I tell
know.
her all the time.
Yeah.
She's like, "Come get it, Batman." I'm like, "I'm Zubat."
I'm not, and I mean Zubat, Zubat, and then I dive in. I'm using
Do you have a
speed
safe-
dive.
Do you have a safe word?
Return.
And is it Zubat?
Zubat, yeah.
Zubat! Zubat!
Yeah.
Hey y'all, don't forget to subscribe to them button mappers.